How you doing? All right,
good.
Here we are. Welcome to Puerto Rico.
Thanks for having me. I'm stoked to be back. See all my friends.
Okay,
the island's beautiful.
For the viewers of Surfboard Magazine PR.com, I want you to tell a little bit of your story.
Yeah, I'm from New York originally.
Right.
Moved to Palm Beach, Florida when I was a young boy, around 3 years old, and I've lived in Palm Beach ever since. I still live there now, and that's where I shape out of.
And how long you been shaping?
This year I hit 20 years of shaping surfboards. Yeah, but I've been surfing since I was 5 or 6 years old, so I have 40 years in the water, yeah.
So that's because of crowd control.
Yeah, crowd control.
Yeah,
that's the brand.
I see some boards over here. Example, this one.
Yeah, we're making some boards for the boys in Puerto Rico, and we have some friends in Costa Rica and Jamaica riding the brand. So it's been coming along nice now.
What about this board? This is like a bobtail?
Yeah, this is a little bit different. It's a similar board to what's people riding now, and we've changed it a little bit. It's got similar concaves and contours. The tail is it's a type of bat tail with little thruster channels for the quad. You can feel back here.
This is like a high performance board.
This is kind of a high performance hybrid. It's a little wide, you know, short, maybe a little fatter. So it's more for maybe playing around in smaller waves. Yeah.
And how do you start as a shaper? Who inspired you?
Some of the local guys in Palm Beach. I was hanging around, and you know, being that I got into surfing at a young age, I was always watching the guys in the magazines because, of course, there was no internet, so we had to look at the surfing magazines to get inspired. And I had a couple local guys. A guy that's staying in California now, Eric Rumner, he kind of got me interested. He didn't really show me much, but I got to see him working. Another guy, his name is Skull Frog. It's Skull Frog Surfboards out of Palm Beach. And then another guy, Winter Surfboards, his name is Doug Soverall. And these three guys are the only people I really got to witness with my eyes to see shaping. So these guys are the ones who kind of got me interested into the art, you know.
And as a surfer, you start around what age?
Maybe like 7 years old, 6 years old, I started surfing.
So you've
yeah.
been surfing how long?
Right around 40 years in the water.
That sounds a lot of experience as a surfer and as a shaper.
Yeah, 20 years shaping and 40 years surfing. So it's nice to be a surfer shaper because you can test your equipment, and it's nice to be able to go and make something that's rewarding also, you know. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm enjoying the lifestyle for sure.
And what's for the next years, what goals do you have in mind for your company?
Well, right now the brand is growing very strong, but there's two directions to go. You can keep it more like an art form and continue hand shaping, or you got to go big and you got to fill the surf shops and try to maybe mass production with the board utilizing some modern technology like the shaping machine and this kind of stuff, which I haven't done yet, and I'm not against it. I like the idea, but they have the machine that you could shape the board and you just finish it, or you have to do it the old style where you start with a saw and a planer and do it like this, and that's what I've been doing. I'm treating the surfboard as an art form. Building a surfboard is like
You're
an art.
making like a handmade right now.
It's 100% handmade.
That's
yes,
good.
I do everything. I shape. I do all the artwork, all the cutting of the fabrics. I have one helper, Mike Thompson, helps me glass the boards. He's my glasser / ding repair guy, so it's just a two-person shop at the moment. But we're moving forward, you know.
And this is your logo.
Yeah, this is the logo. That's Wilfredo. That's Control.
That's Control. Yeah, Wilfredo.
This logo started with Christian Fletcher, and we kind of changed it a little bit.
All right.
So we have a couple different logos, but this one has been the more of the you know, the symbol, the iconic. Yeah, we got a couple different things. Yeah, we started simple, and we try to keep the brand the same look, so people recognize the name, and we work with a lot of other different companies. We work with Black Flies Eyewear, As High as I Am. It's a clothing company out of Northern California, and we have a local guy that surfs with us, Joseph Clark, Sushi Joe. He really supports the local surfers and abroad. He's local to us. He has a sushi restaurants in Palm Beach, Florida, and Juno Beach. And you know, not a lot of people are supporting the surf community, so we try to get the people together, and you know, and they help some of the guys. They sponsor them for food or for traveling money. You know, just anything helps when it comes, you know, for traveling.
And you've been traveling from Puerto Rico to Florida, and from Florida to Puerto Rico, because I know that you got team riders right here in Puerto Rico, riding for your brand.
Yup, we've got Wilfredo, Deliz, Julian, Ortiz, Alejandro. What's Alejandro's last name?
He got my same name.
The little guy,
we interview Alejandro in the Ale Moreda Gallitos contest, and he wins, right? What place he took? Second place? We're talking about a small kid, and he's been training by Wilfredo. Wilfredo has been in our magazine already, and an interview. Wilfredo, can you come over here, man, for a moment? Yeah, this is Wilfredo Deliz. He's the one that's been training Alejandro. Yeah, and he's one of the team riders, right? He's one of your team riders.
Yeah. He's been helping me out a lot, develop some boards, right? And he showed me some of his old boards, and we tried to get the boards dialed in. And he has maybe 8 or 10 boards now, and we're starting to really tweak the board for his style and for the carving and the speed. You know,
this gentleman over here, we've seen him surfing. This is a hot surfer, really hot surfer, and we've seen videos from him, and he's great. He's great. This is a super surfer, man.
Yeah,
he rips. He rips.
Yeah, and
really.
He's got the surf school here, and he's helping a lot of people with the, you know, with the sport. So you know, for Puerto Rico, it's a nice area for surfing.
And then we got Julian.
Yep, Julian.
Julian, come over here. This is another of your team. Talk about Julian.
Julian, we have to make you know, special boards. Julian is a taller guy, and he's a little bit lighter.
Yeah, this guy is taller.
So you know, guys like him, it's hard to find a board on the rack that's, you know, the right thickness for the height and the width. So it's necessary for him to find someone like me, and we work together on the board, and he's, well, make it a little thinner, you know, and make it just right, because you know, a lot of the boards that you buy at the surf shop now, there's a certain way, and if you can't find the board, then you have to buy this board, you know.
That's right.
So we really, you know, at Crowd Control, we try to work real close with the surfer, you know, to try to get them, you know, dial in what they want, you know.
You guys been competing, right?
Me, I haven't been. I'm more like a free surfer. Control, I think he does more competing than me. I'm just I like to enjoy what is surfing.
He's a free surfer artist, the local artist here. Does a lot of cool woodworking and stuff like that. And in between woodworking and painting and doing stuff like this, he's out there surfing.
How many riders do you have in Puerto Rico?
In Puerto Rico, we have maybe a half a dozen guys, like 6 guys riding the boards now, you know, and you know, all the time people are calling and inquiring about the boards. You know, we have a problem with shipping, so it's hard to get, you know, even on a good deal for the board, you have to get it here from the States. So, you know, it becomes a problem with shipping, you know, so that's one of the problems we're trying to fix. And,
well, still, I think you got best price shipping, because I hear from other people from the state that when they ship to Puerto Rico, it's more expensive.
Yeah, we're at like right around $50 a board, maybe a little bit more for shipping.
Well, people, that's a good price. That's a good price.
The boards start at like right around $425, depending on if you need paint job or, you know, how many fins and stuff like that. So, you know, you can have a board delivered to Puerto Rico for around $450 US. Yeah,
that's really good price and really good quality. And Brett, can you give us your phone, so people that's watching this interview can call you directly to your company and order boards?
Yeah, you can find us on Facebook at Crowd Control Surf, Instagram at Crowd Control Surf Company, and we have a website. It's crowdcontrolsurfstore.com or crowdcontrolsurf.com. Also, if you're in the States, the phone number is area code 561-723-8039.
8039.
80, yeah.
Yeah, we're fixing that. we put a 9 instead of the 0, so we're fixing that one.
Yeah, and then, I mean, any Google search for crowd control surfing or surfboards, it comes up, so it's super easy. You know, if not, we're already probably at your beach and the stickers on the walls and the people carrying the boards, so you can find out very easily how to get in touch with us.
And what do you think about what happened in the surfing industry in the matter of that now we're going to be, we are now an Olympic sport, surfing, and we're going to be in Tokyo 220.
Yeah, there's good waves over there, so it should be a good time. If they don't even use the wave pool, maybe, I don't know. They have options for surfing now. But yeah, that sounds great. And hopefully, somewhere, one of the countries, somebody that's gonna make it. Hopefully, I can make some boards. I have one guy in El Salvador who's on the top of the list for the country. You know, there's a lot of guys. It's a lot of competition for these spots. You know, so. I just sent some boards there for him. Hopefully we're working over the next few years.
Which countries are you reaching right now with your board, with your brand?
Jamaica has really good waves. Ika Wilmot in Jamaica, he's surfing the boards, and he's won a couple professional contests in the Caribbean now, and he's getting back this year, and I'm actually going to see him next week to deliver some boards to him in Florida, and we have some guys in Costa Rica, California, all over Florida and New England. There's a handful of guys riding the boards. They're not so much competition guys, but got boys and girls. So it's the brand is spread out a little bit further than just Florida. You know, we're coming through the Caribbean. We've already been working in Costa Rica, and the Caribbean side and the Pacific side of Costa Rica. And now we're moving into El Salvador and some of these places. I kind of like to work with some of these kids because in Central America, because they have there's not a lot of recognition there, and there's a lot of talent. Puerto Rico has a lot of recognition for surfing, so these guys, you know, they're out getting waves all the time, and there's always people here coming. But some of these other places, you know, when I come through town, I like to try to help them out, and I find the guys that are really, you know, hardcore into surfing, and you know, try to get them hooked up too, you know.
And hopefully we'll see your brand on the Olympics.
Maybe, you never know. Maybe some of the guys that get to the Olympics though are more higher level, and they might already have, you know, some very special, you know, brands, you know. So, but this guy, Control, he's been really good to me, man. He's helped me. He's been surfing and he's been selling. You know, the people come here to Puerto Rico and they see him surfing and he's talking to them, and then they call me up when they get back. Hey, I met this guy in Puerto Rico and I want to check out some boards. You know, so it's all connections. You know.
The last time I went to the Legend Surf Classic, I was watching the contest, and then I looked to the left side and I see somebody ripping. I said, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, and that was Wilfredo.
Yeah, coming down the point.
Surfboards.
Yeah, you got the first place on that one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. Really. Well, and we did an interview. We got Crowd Control Company on surfboardmagazinepr.com with his photo, his story that you can read too. And we feel very happy to be here with him, enjoying this interview, and it'd be a pleasure, man.
Yeah, no problem. And then another thing too is we work with a couple of different guys with materials. We have Finesse surfboard fins. We've been working with this guy for a little bit, Scott Posner. Okay. Yeah, let me check out the board. Bring it over here.
Yeah, talk about this little board here too.
This is a new fin system, and it's a spring-loaded system. It works really good. You get it forward like this, and the boxes have a very small footprint, so you get flex in the tail still. some of the other boxes are wide and long, and you lose the flex in the tail. These fins maintain that. They're super light. The boxes are really, really light, so you can have some lightness.
You're gonna have better response.
A little bit better response, and then he has a whole variety of fins and whatnot. And they go in like that, and it's in. It's a good deal. This is one of my epoxy models. It's a single to double concave with just a little V in the tail, just a little bit. And we roll the rails through this midsection.
This is Julian's board,
turning.
right?
This is Julian's board. And we roll the rails like through here a little bit for turning, and then they get a little sharper again up here for planing when you're coming forward. And of course the back area is real sharp.
I saw you in the Shapers Expo, right?
Yeah, we went to California and to meet Al Merrick, and we talked with Gary Linden and Rusty Priesendorfer and all the big guys there. We did a factory tour for Lost, and we went to check out some other places, and it was pretty cool, man. I got to see a lot of new stuff, and it opened my mind, you know, a little bit more for shaping, you know. Everybody likes to look at each other's stuff, and they copy stuff, and they look, and they, you know, so, you know, I've been doing my own thing for a long time, but it's important to see what other people are doing in the industry, you know,
right.
And how the boards are developing, because the boards are changing constantly, and they're getting shorter and wider and thinner and all different shapes, and, you know, part of the problem I think people have though in surfing is a lot of guys are riding the wrong board. You know, sometimes the guy, he wants to rip, he thinks he's ripping, and he rides a small board, but he can't paddle, he can't catch the waves. So, you know, you want to really try to find a board that works good for you, and you can only do this with custom, you know, the real custom. Sit with a shaper and work with them and talk to them. You know, when you just buy a surfboard, you know,
especially a shaper that surf.
Yeah, most of them do surf. And for me, I had to miss a lot of waves when the orders come in. People want their board, and I have to work, and they're out surfing, having fun, and I'm over here working.
That's part of it.
Yeah. Well, it's no fun for me.
Well, people, you know, if you want to get a really good handmade surfboard with quality, this is the man.
Yep. And I'm stoked to be here with my friends in beautiful Puerto Rico. Really nice island. Once I came here, I had to come back again and again, and everybody's been very friendly. I appreciate it, all the love, and the food has been great, and the women are beautiful, the drinks are good food, everything.
We got coconuts, we got everything.
There's a couple waves every once in a while. The waves are coming.
Yeah.
No, the waves have been beautiful. In fact, the last 2 times I came here, I got to witness Tres Palmas, maybe 30 feet. When Reno was here with Dick, the last time Dick Cattree, you know, Dick passed this last year or this last couple weeks, and you know, it's been a real cool ride hanging out with this guy and learning some old school techniques. I make a lot of retro boards because of him, you know. So I've gone back to the 70s a little bit to make some cool boards, and I make a lot of retro boards, pretty much anything you want. But the last couple trips really caught some really great waves, and I know this last season was like magnificent. There was a lot of waves, and it was big, and it was medium, and everything. So you had a lot of good surf.
We'll be posting from Brad things that comes new. So you gotta. And the internet, you can go to his link and order your surfboard, right? So get a good surfer from Crowd Control.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Take care.
You!